Harmless. It all came from actually being in Paris. Came through carrying the Utopia briefcase.
Right.
Yep.
Doing his whole spiel.
Mm-hmm.
He comes, he interrupts the session. The next day, the meltdown verse or whatever comes on.
Drake on Travis Scott talking about melting
P,
Pharrell's jewelry.
and all of that.
Yeah.
That was a corny, like, you shouldn't have been here anyway. Him specifically too. I don't take it as personal as I should. It's Travis. He's harmless. I'm not into what his whole makeup. I took it there. And then to come back in our fold.
To make a point of...
Yeah, to invade the fold and then, do all that he did. It was like, man, that was corny. He's shameless. He does it. You've seen him do it to everybody. I've definitely had to put my hand on your shoulder before. You died in front of me. You cried in front of me. Calabasas took your and your pride in front of me. People take that type of for granted. I don't take that for granted. So be it. I just thought it was disrespectful. I'm like, man, we don't even want you here, to be honest. Like, we're not here to hognob with any rappers. And I personally don't like rappers who don't rap.
Right.
Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, I don't want it. So, to come and interrupt the session, to do something backhanded and backbiting, and not for nothing, like, man, I didn't have to put my arm around you before. You know what I'm saying? But, to go along with the title, so be it. He does this numerous times. You know what I'm saying? He'll do it with his mentor.
Right.
Ye. You know what I'm saying? He was even instrumental in the whole beef now, the Like That verse.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Egging that on. I don't want nobody who don't rap to egg nothing on. You don't rap. Stay out of rappers' business. You specifically stay out of rappers' business.
So as you can see, Pusha T has a lot to say to Travis Scott. He feels like Travis is playing both sides of the fence. And there have been times in, recent years where we've seen Travis do some questionable things, if not the way he's treating his security or people that get on stage with him or whatever. He can have a very nasty attitude. You know what I'm saying? But behind the scenes, we don't know what's going on unless somebody speaks on it. And we've seen the way that he's kind of played both sides of the fence when it comes to the whole Drake and, Kanye situation, how, he had Drake on this song, but then you come to the studio, to the Clips, studio, but you don't play that record. And you can see how that can cause some friction. I mean, this man, Drake, literally said that he melted down the chains that he bought, not snatched, but he bought from an auction, Pharrell's chains to kind of throw shade at Pharrell, to kind of spite Pharrell in a certain way. And, the way the Clips is built, they bring back that 90s energy. But like, look, if you're going to stay over there, make sure you stay over there. Don't come over here trying to play both sides of the fence, because we ain't having none of that. Now, a lot of people are going at Pusha T because they feeling like, oh, he's doing all this to drum up, hype for the album. First of all, if you were born after a certain time, you're probably not going to understand the impact that the Clips had when they came out, especially the Lord Willing album. I get it. You're young, hip hop, it really don't make sense to you. But for people that know, that are hip hop purists and people that actually care about the culture, care about music that speaks to you, even if it's something that you can't really relate to, like everybody doesn't sell, or sell paraphernalia on the side or sell drugs or whatever you want to call it. Everybody doesn't do that. True enough. But it's the feeling. It's the storytelling. That's the things that bring you in. That's why I always regard Biggie as one of the greatest ever, because Biggie was an immaculate storyteller. And I feel like over the years, Pusha T has grown to become a great storyteller in his raps. And, the same could be said for Malice. You know what I mean? So I'm loving what I'm seeing right now, because all this is doing is just bringing back that 90s hip hop. It's restoring the feeling. Everybody don't have to be cool. You understand what I'm saying? And that's the beautiful thing about it. All this fake kumbaya and stuff going on, let's just keep it real and lay it out on the table and say it is what it is. That's why I love the Kendrick and Drake thing, because for years they were kind of just playing back and forth, just like, nah, stop playing. Let's put it all on the table. Let's keep it real with one another, and let's move forward from there. But I'm not expecting Travis Scott to return any bars, because like he said, Travis really is not a rapper. He's a great vibe maker. Like, you listen to Astro World or you listen to any of his other music, you know what I mean? It's a vibe. You know what I mean? But as far as like bars, I can't really quote one Travis bar that I'm just like, that was crazy or mean. But amazing songs, right? He knows how to create the atmosphere around the album. So can't knock him in that regard. But, you know, just Pusha T, just speaking his feelings, saying what he feels, saying what he mean, you know? But yeah, man, it's the Kid Ríez. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all be safe, stay carefree, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.